If for some reason you can't hear us, Karen, just send us a message, okay? Because we've got the video up. So the plan today is just to go through a video that's prepared. Yeah, so we'll have a look at the video. It runs about 5 minutes, and then we can have a discussion about a few matters and have open questions. So it's very informal, but let's have a look at the video first. Any issues, just send us a message or speak up and let us know it's not going through. So I'll put the video on. Let's have a look at that, and for you guys here as well. Let's see.
Welcome to Swan Grove Community Association's 2025 Town Hall Meeting. Operational update. Swan Grove has maintained its routine expenditure over the years while limiting service charge increases. Built properties, 3-bedroom and 4-bedroom properties, have never incurred a service charge increase since 2005. Vacant land fees were raised in 2015 and 2016. So that the association can continue to maintain standard services to all properties. In the last 5 years, the association has actively encouraged the development of individual lots, leading to exciting growth from approximately 20 built homes in 2010 to 88 in 2025. This action can only continue to improve our financials as we reduce expenditure associated with vacant land and increase the revenue earned from built properties. In continued efforts by the association, credit checks will be actively engaged to reduce identified receivables. This will mean that the homeowners will have to pay the association's fees to credit checks. Credit checks is fees to the homeowner, plus all outstanding dues. As such, we want to take this opportunity to encourage homeowners to keep their service charges up to date. This is needed as the collective funds are used to improve and maintain the community that we all love. Starting from 2019 and 2020, Swan Grove embarked on operational changes. These changes aim to reduce routine expenditures and improve some of the outstanding capital works within the development. The initiatives included replacing streetlights, phasing out utility hole covers, repairing the bridges, and enhancing standard services, maintenance, and lake maintenance. These actions reflect the community's proactive approach to improving its infrastructure and services, while reducing routine expenditure. We have included some additional charts highlighting our receivables against our earned income and our cash in the bank against our receivables. Full details and audited financial statements are available in our homeowner logged in section on our website, www.swangrove.com. Development updates in Swan Grove. As most of you can observe, we continue to encourage construction in the community, as illustrated by this pie chart, which breaks down the different stages of development within the community. Notably, completed homes now surpass vacant lands. As noted in the previous slide, continuous efforts to encourage construction within the community are in place. Recent resales have been to homeowners who are interested in building, rather than speculators. This enables more construction, which, although uncomfortable in the short term, can only improve property values within the community. Since 2024, all submitted plans, new builds and renovations, have been submitted through the association's online platform, with subsequent submissions to develop TT, GORT's online platform for regulatory approvals. This allows for the digitized approvals along the construction process from start to end. It is expected that the community will move from 60% built properties to 70% built out in the 2025 to 2026 period. With the ongoing construction, the current percentage of 3-bedroom homes serves as 50% of our revenue portfolio, with 4-bedroom stock increasing to 19% of our bedroom stock. We continue to encourage the use of the Swan Grove Community's website, which is updated regularly and contains all the relevant information that any homeowner may require. For those who have not yet signed up or visited, we continue to encourage you as we move forward in this regard. We also encourage the use of the digital platforms offered by the Association for Villa Rental Security Access, Construction Personnel Registration, and the Development Plan Approval process, to name a few of the processes currently digitized. We extend this encouragement to property managers, contractors, and any homeowner representative. We will also continue to roll out additional digital initiatives in the upcoming months as we move towards a hybrid customer service platform to serve you, the homeowner. So look out for our communication on this. We thank you for looking at our short video.
Okay, so how do we get back?
Stop sharing.
Stop sharing.
Right.
I missed it. We've gone from how many 3 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms now?
Putting that up on mention.
So we actually at about the 4-bedroom stock increased to 19% of the revenue base. So the 3-bedroom is about 50% of the revenue portfolio right now.
Okay.
And 4-bedroom is about 19 to 20%.
So we have more 3 bedrooms,
Yeah.
more 4 bedrooms, more
Yeah.
3 bedrooms.
More 3-bedroom,
Okay.
but what we're starting to see is a rise in the 4-bedroom portfolios with a lot of new construction.
Okay.
Yeah. So first off, I just want to say welcome everyone. Thank you for coming. Attendance a little bit disappointing,
Yes.
right? I was hoping for more because
So I think it's change of.
Right.
Pipes and everything.
Okay.
The summer as well is right hard.
Yeah. So well, I guess for the next meeting, we could probably try to look into that. Keep that in mind. Probably try to have it if when next row is back.
This meeting we do one of polls where we send out to and everyone can say which date or which time is better.
Or not weekend or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Areas for.
Yeah, no problem. So just a couple things to start on our end. And this is leading off of Catherine's point there. Over the last 2 years, especially last year, as you all would know, we experienced a lot of construction. I would put a boom
We know.
in Salmon Grove, right? As the presentation would have said, it was a little bit uncomfortable for everyone, right? But in the same way that all of us would have built our properties here, people building their properties, it so happened that the timing, a lot of people just happened to do it at the same time. So, and as well, we were doing major,
That is bad as, more of the vehicles and trucks.
yeah,
Right?
that
And
is
the
what,
people, the workmen, very, very good.
Yeah.
I found they were very nice people, no problem at all there.
well, we try to tighten up with that in terms of, the type of workers coming in. You can't really control that 100%. But, with the proper rules and regulations, enforcements, they kind of conform to what we want, So I just want to thank all of the residents, especially the on-site resident in Salmon Grove, right, for putting up with that, because we know that it was a lot, but I think it was handled all in all well. We did have, it's not going to be a perfect process. We did have hiccups with a couple of people breaching rules and whatnot, but that's human nature, that's life, right? We do have a couple plans in front of us for approval right now. We have 1 or 2 houses in starting construction.
Yeah, 2 approved.
The majority finishing up stages right now. What you could expect to see, a lot of these Saturday works are kind of happy to announce that kind of tapering off now, right? We've seen a lot less requests because, as you know, we only allow Saturday works just for finishing purposes. You have your house, you're trying to get to that end point, fine, right? It's not to say like general construction we allow anything like that. I would think within the next couple of months, it should be a lot nicer. Into the end of the year, right? We have 1 or 2 houses starting fine, but nothing like last year, right? I think we have about 3 or 4 plans right now.
I think at the moment approved 2.
Okay.
We've got a 3rd one, which we have to really review.
Right.
Yeah.
It's a bit interesting.
Right.
Not a bad design, but interesting design. I think it's better these days in the sense that at least they're complying with the boarding requirements, they're complying with the screen, because I've been through 2 properties where there was no screen. It was very difficult. We had, there's a lot of problems. So I think it's improved a bit. However, what I would say regarding the building works, for those who are online and who are here, while the builders will comply, and we are keeping a closer eye on how they leave the road with the tracks of mud and everything, so we're on top of that. One thing I want us to look at as a collective society in this community is safety. If you see anything unsafe, I would ask if you can send an email to customer service. And also, notify Cassie if you bump into him or you see him, notify him, but have that email if it's.
Oh, Kathy,
Yeah.
always answers.
So there's a few safety issues still outstanding. The other issue with the building works is anybody doing illegal building works or something that shouldn't be built, it looks a bit unusual, we would like to know so we can contact the owner and verify the plans. So you can only build what's on your approved plans, nothing else. If you want to add anything to your existing property, there is a procedure on the website to go through the approval process. And this is important that there is consistency and fairness to all who submit a modification. If you want to put a pergola outside, I put one behind number 25. I had to submit those plans. Brent had to look at it, Jim had to look at it, and it was within the guidelines. But there is a procedure we have to go through. No one's exempt. That's what I'm trying to say. No one's exempt. But that's what Brent was saying is basically there's less construction next year, but we do have new buildings going up.
Yeah.
For sure.
They have to,
Yeah.
before everybody used to have to build up a room. The stadium water tanks.
Yeah,
Now that's been partly done away with. But can they not like insist that people build a lot, it's work.
that's exactly what, yeah.
I mean, at least to hide all these water tanks.
Yeah.
Because I mean, if you
So they should.
living there and next door has a bunch of water tanks, you look out your window and see them, it's not people to use.
That's correct. Anyone who we know that is exposed will be issued a letter and a reminder and a reminder.
Well, if anybody, my problem right now, my problem right now is I have two fabricators that I approached to build because I'm not going to use lattice because I find lattice a little shaky. So I actually going to use the same composite as the gates, the panels for the gates. Bought the panels already, but to creation, the guys never show up.
He knows.
Cheap way and people could do it
Yeah.
without saying you're telling them they have to spend so much money.
So just tacking onto that. So Brent again had to ask approval. He's put his line and he's on top of it. But these are things sometimes we need to know. I mean, when I get here, I drive the entire area, walk the entire area. But yes, they have to be enclosed. They're not supposed to be visible. The other thing with these illegal works, which we had an issue recently with one, we had to put a stop work order on it. Luckily for me, I did that many years ago for some large cities, handling misbehaving developers because they always push the envelope. It's fine to do. It takes time to structure the letters because it has to be well written and not aggressive. But also, if the owner decides not to comply, there's only so much I can do as a director and an engineer to say you're not complying. You're in breach of the lease. You are in breach of the lease. There's no two ways about it. Then we have to go to a legal route.
Well, I know it's hard because I know like Gauss in the back, the neighbor over there, even used his wall that Gauss built and put in water tap for his thing. He built right on.
He's
the
got
wall.
like outdoor.
So
I know.
Yeah, so that's one of the structures we are still haven't forgotten. Okay. We often get the feedback from certain people saying, well, I'm a lawyer, I know a lawyer.
Oh, yes.
Blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine.
Before.
And that's fine. You could take that silly approach,
Yeah.
a childish approach. But here's what's gonna happen. We're gonna have to engage a solicitor. We're gonna have to spend the community's money. And they're not cheap. We saw quotes and they are very expensive. In the tens of thousands of dollars because somebody doesn't want to comply with the lease they legally signed.
Yeah.
Things they are.
And if you're a lawyer, you should be the first to understand your obligations, your liabilities, and what you're breaching. So it's quite simple. So that's why a lot of effort is made into the development works. We don't always get it 100% right, but we try our best to be as consistent as possible.
Because the consistency brings
Yes,
fairness.
they just not allowed to sell the property unless they have complied, right?
So yeah, correct. So what we are doing with those situations where there's legal works, we issue letters to them, it's on file. Luckily, recently, the person complied, which was good. They complied. But what I'm saying to all residents is that if they see something, let us know as early as possible.
It's easy to start.
It's easy to start with. You know, there is something called a grandfather's clause where mistakes were made 10, 15 years ago. We can't really say, well, he got away with that 15 years ago. How come I can, no, that argument has no merit. So
Yeah.
for anybody thinking about using that argument, don't use it. We have to improve every year, and that's what we're trying to do, to tighten up the approval process. And as you know, in many places where some of you might have lived overseas, even the neighbors get a copy of the plan to see the impact to their property. Okay?
So neighbors are aware of who is going to be, who affects.
Yeah.
When-
I say that where I have my pool, I know that if they build next door, I'm gonna have to put some kind of lattice up to get
Yeah,
privacy.
a little bit of privacy, you know, but. You know, when you first built umpteen years ago, everything was vacant,
Yeah.
so you didn't think about.
Yeah, so it's important that we, because remember, what if we allow poor workmanship, if we allow you know, incorrect buildings to be built, it will impact on the onto the
Retail value.
resale and the look of, you know,
Yeah,
like I said to
that's
some folks recently, take a drive to Monaco and see what's happening down there. It's frightening what's happening down there. Yeah, so that's pretty much it for the development side of things.
Right, just to touch on some of the projects that we would have started and completed over the last probably year. We know we did that major lighting upgrade project. We covered that already. We more or less kind of settled with the lakes right now. I know that the lakes were bad in December. Eden started off, it was a rocky start, but I think they okay now.
Steep.
Right.
True steep.
Yeah, obstructed, yeah. So we need to, yeah. You always have to be on top of them, regardless who it is. But I think we finally have a team with the correct manpower now to manage those lakes.
One thing,
Uh-huh.
which was an old rule, when somebody's coming to you, they are not calling you to tell you somebody's coming to you.
Right, okay.
And I am not calling here.
Right, okay. I normally call them.
The problem where they will come in and stealing my coconut.
Right.
Saying they're going to some other house.
Yeah, we know that. Yeah. Right.
So they need to start.
Okay.
I mean, unless it's a regular approved.
Yeah.
Right. They need to fall in.
Right. So on that note, as well, Mr. Parker, thanks for bringing that up. What we're looking at implementing is a proper register. So homeowners who rent out their homes, we have to have all the manager's numbers, right? We want to get your plumber, electrician. Of course, these things subject to change because, you know, not everyone reliable. You might need to switch out somebody quick. But at least if we could have, you know, that kind of basic information, it'll help a lot. And we will also speak to them about calling if someone says they're going to you and you didn't call before.
Yeah.
Because I would normally call. Yeah, me too. I normally call as well. But if you said that they're not calling you, that's kind of news to me. So I'm definitely going to bring that up with Mr. Batiste. Right. Yeah. Okay. But do you let them know that? Do you let them know if anyone's coming to you?
I let them know when I know somebody's coming, but I mean, people like this.
Yeah, fair enough.
Right, I have some a mum circle where if they drive past, they might pop it and not tell me, they just pop it in. Because they've got the kid and they might take prayer or whatever.
Yeah.
But because they come so often,
Right.
they knows them.
I just
She would say, do they know their, do they know?
Right. As you spoke about kids as well, one of the things that we as a what's the word I'm looking for here? Is an unwritten rule kind of basically that I kind of have, and I need to just formalize it with the rest of the team. In terms of Saturday works and stuff, like, you know, we allow Saturday works for certain people. What I think we should do is we don't have Saturday works during very peak season, right? So like, yeah. But like Easter weekend, you know, we don't allow it. But what I even like, so like Island Crashers weekend, I didn't really approve any Saturday works just because of the fact that you have a lot of kids in here. You don't want construction workers up and down. You never know, you know, I'm not accusing anybody, but yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good.
Happy to say though, happy to say on that note, I think we get into a point, right, with island crashers.
It works perfectly.
Yeah, it's good. It's pretty good now. You know, so what we normally do is before there's a lot of we have a very proactive approach to island crashers now.
Yeah.
I had a meeting with Sherman Station. I basically told them, I say, guys, here's what you looking to keep your statistics down. Salmon Grove could totally throw that off if you all don't put focus on that, because you have a lot of houses in a very small area. You have kids who under the influence of alcohol or whatnot, they don't care when they go to sleep. They're leaving doors open, whatever. This is a bandits heaven for that weekend. So if you want to keep your robbery statistics down or breaking statistics down, put on additional patrols. They agreed with it on whatever the ACP at Sherburne branch. And we did see, I saw an increase, right? Yeah. Security informed me as well. We also bring on an additional guard for that period, so that we have 2 patrols running. We have someone at the gates. If it's a heavy period at the gates, then a heavy presence of cars coming in, that additional guard is there to support and you know, so there's no backlog. So I think that's good. And I think also generally with regards to island crashes, you've seen a sort of shift in kids coming up, but a lot of parents coming up with kids as well now.
It's like 3 years ago, like a more inclusive thing. Arranges everything is in big point.
Yep.
So they go there, they party, they come home and they just sleep.
Yeah. I was so happy Saturday morning, and I was driving out, and literally I counted 7 different vehicles coming down Golden Grove Road. It was parents driving. I just seen kids covered in paint sleeping in the back, and I was so glad that they weren't sleeping at the wheel. It was the parents. So that's good. Yeah. So we could wrestle. Right.
No, it's better now.
So as I said, we did the lighting, we have the lakes under control. Roy would have spoken about the manhole covers. That's a big project that we're working on.
Sorry, I was going to say, what we decided to do, and this is why a lot of money has been spent this financial year, is that we took the approach not to do a few. We try to do all of it. And the reason for that is it's a liability issue, because the older ones would not built properly and they started to fall in on themselves.
If they don't fuse it with the metal, that is, yes, it will rust eventually or whatever, but if it's light, I think the seller knows will replace it.
Yes.
So like I have the original ones, this thick concrete.
You can't lift it.
You know, I think there's only 2 left.
So right, that's the goal. What is to replace?
No, it's not replace every time, but I have the original.
Yeah. The goal is to get rid of those concrete slabs that are difficult to lift.
Yeah.
And then once they are lifted, is a pain to put back.
Yeah. So the metal is light, but
So we did the design. We did the design for that, taking into account checkered plate. That's what it is. It's thick enough to last 30 to 50 years with even surface rust.
Yeah.
And it's light enough so that 2 workers can use the built-in handles to lift it and put it back in.
Or a slightly different story. When you pass me like going up the 7 and 8 feet.
Yeah.
Right.
You have a slight thing, and then from behind me it slightly thing down. The drain that goes below the road to the pond is blocked up, has been blocked up for a while.
Don't worry about it. We
Constantly.
took care of it yesterday.
Blocked,
Took
unblocked.
care of it yesterday.
Okay, all right.
So everything is good.
Yeah, not 2 days ago when I walked it.
Yeah. So yesterday, Friday, we had the team at Eden. They were able to remove the blockage. I sent some
Right.
to Roy.
What was
And we cleared the entire. We cleared that entire.
Alright,
Only
I will be in touch.
bush.
I'm trying to find it out.
Yeah. So don't worry, we on it.
All right. I just want to take a quick second to ask those of you online, who joined us online, Gregory, Nivea, Karen, Jade, do you guys have any questions or comments for us?
Feel free to type or talk.
Type or talk. I've seen a lot of mics muted right now. So if you have any questions, you might need to.
Gregory Thompson here. I have an issue with the stray dogs. They are now being more than a nuisance since they destroyed one of my chair covers. Luckily, they didn't get to the cushions, and that would be very expensive. So I want to know how we dealing with that issue. And I was there a couple of weeks ago and I saw a couple of them running around the place.
All right, so what we're trying to do, we're engaging TTSPCA right now, to,
All right.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
And so, probably Catherine might be able to answer this question a little better.
Hi, Gregory. It's Kat. Brian, my parents' neighbor is having the same problem. So they're 3 dogs. They're 3 brown dogs. There's a male and 2 females. Now, the young female we've already caught and taken to TSPCA. TSPCA at the moment dealing with a breakout. So they have all their dogs quarantined. So they're not getting, it's hard to sort of drop off dogs there. But anyway, they've taken that one. I have just got a home for the mum, the other female, and the 2 pups. They get removed tomorrow. And then it's just the male I have to catch. And once I catch him, he will be going to the TSPCA. But he's not always on the property, but he is the one that is stealing shoes, eating doormats. All the others are, you know, they attack the garbage, etc. But he is actually the one that is on people's cushions and making himself comfortable. So him and the young female. So we're halfway there. As of tomorrow, we will have got rid of both females, and it's just the male. So hopefully by the end of this week that we will not have an issue. The problem is we cannot stop them from coming in. And when there is construction, the workmen leave lunches around and the dogs come and they eat. And then when there is no lunch around at the job sites, they go and rip up garbages. So it's a bit of a process that we have to deal with. But we've, as a committee, had a conversation, and what we're going to do in the next couple of months is invest in a proper dog trap and a cat trap, so that when we see, we can deal with it right away. Because our problem up to date has been trying to get hold of a dog trap, trying to rent to be able to catch these animals. So I think going forward, that is what the committee is going to try and organize. Does that help?
Okay. Yes, that helps. Thanks a lot for the update.
Yeah, Gregory, it's right here too. We've had the same problem. It's challenging. But we're getting there.
Okay, excellent.
All right, cool. Any other questions? Because I want to just cover a couple of things, just general items, and you know, feel free to anytime. Hi, morning.
Morning, this is Jay's husband, Francois. I want to say thanks for, the cutting of the, on the south side of the, all the cutting that has continued. But the question with the fence line that has been impacted by trees that have, I guess, grown into the fence line, where there are certain areas where, the fence line has, kind of broken or sagged. I want to just find out if there's a plan to reinforce it, etc. Going forward. Thanks.
Sorry, yeah. What's the house numbers? Just out of curiosity.
So you're looking at, I believe mine is 13, and the one before would be 11. So if along that part there, there were a couple big trees that actually grew into the chain link fence. So now that it has cut, you're seeing where certain parts are starting to sag.
Yeah. Well, I'll get Cassie to have a look at that, and we can try and get that removed. Because I got a place down at 25. So you like number 6 house on the left side.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. No, we definitely have to get that sorted out. I'll get Cassie to jump on that, because it'll just damage the fence. And we also had an issue further down at one of the properties at 25 with cowage. We were getting a lot of cowage coming in.
Okay. Thank you.
Definitely. No. So you got that, Cassie?
Yeah.
Okay. No, thanks for that.
No problem. Thanks.
Just a few items, and like I said, you can, we'll take a pause in between a couple of these, and you can jump in anytime. Those who are online, just tacking on to the dog issue. Just a reminder, and Julian will probably send a reminder out, just with the garbage receptacles or whatever you want to call it, holding bins. 2 things: we have to make sure that the doors are lockable, the gates, the swing gates, and that the latches do work. So if you can just all residents check on that. Secondly, we will speak to the garbage contractor to make sure he also closes them properly, because mine works fine, but it's not being closed properly at times. So that's one item with the receptacles.
In the gates, make sure there's a wire mesh.
Yeah.
Because cats, but they pull stuff through and through the dogs, so if there's too wide a gap in the garbage doors.
The animals.
You need to put like a wire mesh behind it.
Just a recommendation from Catherine, who's on the committee. It'll be a very good idea, and we will recommend this as well via email, to put, you know, the wire mesh, probably, you know, I don't know, 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square. And just screw that onto the back side of your door, your gate, for your garbage receptacle. So this way the cats can't tear the bags, which will make it difficult for the contractor to collect.
Just a suggestion also, the lattice works well, huh?
Sorry, lattice works well?
Yeah,
The smaller lattice maybe, but the big lattice is
privacy
not.
one, the privacy lattice.
Yes. So Catherine was just saying, yes, it does. The small one's better option. So we could recommend that as well, for sure. Okay, just going through, a couple of things I've noticed just for the past few months I've been here on site. This is just a general thing for owners who rent, just like myself. We just need to remind our guests where we can not to speed. And also we've had an incident that I want to bring up recently that I'm not going to say who or where or what, but we've had a visitor to the premises got fairly abusive to one of the residents, unjustifiably so. So it's just something we've got to keep in mind, that just be aware of it. I can't tell you what to do because I don't know exactly how you manage that, but just be aware that we just want our guests as best as possible to respect the rules and the residents who actually live here. This is a comment from my end. I think we'll follow up. We'll do an investigation on that matter further, because we do want to get to the bottom of it. It is a serious issue. We live here and we visit here, for those of us who lease our properties short term, and we want to enjoy our time at Salmon Grove. One thing I'm going to recommend to the management committee is just to have get a memo out to all villa managers on the responsibilities they have. And this will also go to the owners, you know, in renting at Salmon Grove. It's very basic stuff. We all know it, but it's just a reminder. And secondly, I would like to see a register of villa or property managers. And the reason for that is an updated one, so that if there's any issues at a property, we know who to call. Because often the owners are in Trinidad, overseas, or unavailable. You guys have any comments on those 3 or 4 items?
Can I just?
Sorry, Catherine?
We could do like a basic Salmon Grove rules on the
Yeah.
website, so that if you are a villa manager or whatever, you can actually go print, put it in the house and say, right, you know, we've got guests coming and going. These are the rules, no music after so that there is.
We have that on the website. Yeah.
The website has basically everything that would be in your.
But as in a little chart that they.
I get what you're saying. I would put
I
all
want
that.
something, a short note printout.
Yeah,
Right.
You go print on the table.
I think the issue is, whilst the content is on the website, often the people don't read it. And this applies to developers.
But he is on the way outside.
No, yeah.
You're 70s like me. I grapple terribly with all the tech, and a lot of other people too. So I have to go to sleep.
So just a comment with the website. Some of the residents, you know, are not don't enjoy it as much. But what I'm getting at is, this is why we would need to get a register of villa managers, and which we can communicate with them directly. Any updates, any incidents, we can, like, in real time, get a hold of them and let them know there's something going on. That includes WhatsApp, directly to WhatsApp, and email. So there's a documentation, a record of it. So I think it's a good way to go forward. I'll talk to the committee about implementing that. The other issue that I've picked up on quite a few times is landscapers. Now, we all have landscapers. The issue I've noticed, and feedback from residents, is that some landscapers are dumping vegetation waste on vacant lots. Now, I can understand leaving it there for a day or two to organize a truck to pick it up. But I've observed, and I spoke to our operations consultant, that I've seen some there 3 to 4 months. So we'll be reaching out to the homeowner, letting them know as courtesy what we've noticed and give them the option to contact their landscaper. If it remains there for more than 2 weeks, we're going to have to remove it at some point, and then we will have to bill whoever the property owner is, we'll have to bill the property owner the actual cost of removal. A 2-week window is very, very ample time for a landscaper or owner to remove it. It just makes the development a little unsightly, and it also attracts rodents and different insects and yeah, so there's a few of those we have to look at. No, it's not major though, but it's a minor thing.
Just future proofing this, as we're having more construction and more houses and less empty lots, I think we're gonna come to a point where maybe we do have to look or revisit the idea of having greenways picked up every other week or something like that in the area. So I think as a committee, I think we need to sit down and work out further down the line how we're gonna tackle this.
Yeah, so what Catherine mentioned, for those who may not have heard, is to increase the frequency of greenways pickup.
In conjunction with.
Sorry, but guys, just to tack onto the green waste, there's a couple of things I want to work with Cassie and Brent on is, the definition of green waste, the volume we're allowed to put out, whether it's 2 bags or 1 cubic yard, we have to have some parameters. If I have three coconut trees at the back of my property, I cut the branches, I cut them up and I dispose of them. I pay someone to get rid of it. It can be a whole pickup truck worth of material. So I don't expect Salmon Grove homeowners to be paying for my choice of what I plant, if you know what I'm saying. But clippings and basic stuff within a set quantity, because what happens for all those online, costs are going up every year, as we know. And we've negotiated rates with the garbage contractor, which are very reasonable. It's generally within CPI. But we have to pay for this. So if we have to pay for more, we have generally a fixed income.
Yeah.
So we've been very wary about how we spend the money. We know we have to spend, but we don't want to waste it. That's the key. We're going to have lean years, we're going to have surplus years, but we want to make sure we always have something in the bank.
So
There's some.
Sorry.
Mr.
Parker.
People don't live there or they rent or they come on. But when they go, sometimes they leave that outfit to not all the lights. If they could recommend at least leave a light in front and back.
Oh, what?
That's what type of security, I mean. Because when they vote, I guess to save money, they turn off every light in the yard.
Yeah, just a comment from Mr. Parker was regarding houses with no tenants or owners, where the house is left in darkness for several months. The recommendation is just to ask the owner to leave at least 1 or 2 lights on for security.
Yeah, not in the house, but around.
Outside. Yeah, house perimeter. And given the cost of running an LED light now, it's like, it's almost nothing. And you can also add solar lights on as an option, so.
Night.
Day night, yes.
Yeah. Something that really I just sort of remembered. I didn't even bring it up with Roy or any of the management committee as yet, but it's been a little bit of a concern to me. Well, one of the points here that we have is that from the 2025 to 2026 period, we're going to move from 60 to 70% built out in Salmon Grove, right? Now, 70% is quite a significant amount. One of the concerns that I have recently is the amount of cars, homeowners parking their cars on the road almost on a permanent basis, right? Because what happens now is the more houses that you have built, if everyone decides to do that, we're going to have some problems in Salmon Grove, right? I mean, everyone has a yard. You're supposed to be parking inside the yard. I mean, no problem if you park it there for the day or at night, your vehicle broken down or something like that. But
you don't have enough room.
Fine, yeah. Yeah. So that, I mean, in situations like that, like a peak season, that's fine. But I think we need to be very aware of if one person does it or one person allowed to do it, then everybody, right? That sets the precedent for everyone to do it. And if everyone along this entire strip decides to park their vehicles on the road, it's gonna have a traffic jam in Salmon Grove on a daily basis. When you couple that with the speed humps, all of that. So I think homeowners need to be, you know, a little more cognizant of that and kind of start parking on there. Uh-huh.
And the house next to us. There's a pool man who parks his car there all the time, a yellow, a white.
So widely.
Yes, and he parks it, the lady comes and picks him up, and the car stays there all the time. You must see it.
I see it, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize, it was Mr. Packer that informed me what it
Well,
was.
I caught the lady of camera stealing man was online, so when she told me couldn't keep the door. And it was a couple months later, I saw a part of it, I knocked her the thing, and said, I have you on camera, be on my phone, stealing my and she went, and I said, oh, and I said, well, I wanna call the police on a Friday. Let them, if you think it's a big joke, let them jail you the Friday, and they will fix you with
What type of vehicle it is? Cause I saw a white, like a station wagon.
Something that has out.
Yes, I've seen that. I was questioning, I thought somebody was there.
Or something, like one thing, something like that, but when it happened, I went to the guys, I said, this lady, here she is on my boat stealing, right? Who is it? Now we don't actually, she just left there 2 minutes ago.
So
I went back again, and then they said, oh, she comes to pick up the pool man and drop him when he leaves his car, but she's not even owner.
Now, why is the pool man allowed to leave his car parked up?
Yeah.
All
Very-
24 days, it's there for days on end.
Yeah, that's not right.
no.
Yeah, so I
And
think
what was it a one-off situation where the car shut down? That is a premise.
Yes, yes.
Yes, all.
Because I've seen
that's
cars
a white
there.
quick road.
All right, so
And the white driver, I think it's a Toyota, like a light blue, silvery blue kind of color.
Oh, sure. So you want
This
to
is
say
what they- Well, my wife or girlfriend or whatever.
Yeah, well,
okay, so Cassie, can you just get some information from
Yeah.
Mr. Parker on that matter?
Yes,
at the end of the
usual
meeting.
just call me,
Yeah.
inform me. Right, because clearly security had to share that information,
But this
because they
now-
thought it was resolved after it's supposed to.
Yeah.
But I know at the entrance here, there's an awful lot of cars always
Yes.
parked. Sometimes I have trouble getting in or getting out because of the amount of cars at the entrance.
And it is difficult there, it's dangerous.
Yes, it can be difficult.
Because I always try to tell whoever, whether it is a gardener, whether it is even our landscapers, try not to park
Yeah.
there,
Yeah.
go further in,
Yeah,
so we leave this entrance exit area clear.
because sometimes there's 4 or 5 cars parked in one
Yeah.
lot, so you're there and people.
Yeah,
get out
that's
and
on
then-
both sides.
Okay, so Cassie will get a report from you and he will follow up on that and you keep Brett and myself
Keep
appraised on that. Just adding on one or two more things just from my end and then we'll open for questions for those who are online and here. Just keep in mind that the road reserve, and I'll go back to, I know that's a fun thing for me, the road reserve, which for those who may not know is the wall from your boundary wall to the other boundary wall across the road. That is the area Salmon Grove is responsible for maintenance, not the utilities, but that verge, that nature strip. So if you plant something, if you plant something, keep in mind, we don't have a tree policy of what to plant yet, that may come. But if you're going to plant something, keep in mind that you're responsible to trim it, to prune it, and cart your green waste away. We don't have funds to come and trim it. Also, for those along the lake, if you plant things along the lake, in your property or outside your property, you are responsible for maintaining the branches, the fruit, the coconuts, whatever may fall in the lake, because that's a cost to go and clean that up. And also it chokes the lake up and also it creates a haven for mosquitoes, rodents, and God knows what else, snakes, it's an issue. So you are given that, like even myself, I'm given the right to put some nice trees in front. I do that. That's a privilege, but I have to maintain it. It's not my property. I have to maintain it. So the onus is on you to maintain it. And So just keep that in mind, and if you see an issue, just let us know if it's not being maintained or if it blocks view. Like when you're driving, we had a situation where some of the trees were blocking the sight distance for vehicles, turn-in distance, signs, and that's a safety hazard. So safety is something we're going to look at this going forward. And yeah, so that's just one thing I wanted to add on. And I think from my end, that's just the miscellaneous items. Brent, do you have anything you want to?
No, I think I kind of covered. I'm pretty comfortable. Sure.
Come here.
Come on.
Sit.
Well, it's really to ask you guys, so there was talk about the snails, we had gentlemen yesterday with the snails, how did that go?
Yeah, so so we have a sort of a working relationship with the snail eradication unit, right? Where they kind of put us on a schedule.
Okay.
Right, the schedule is a priority schedule, unfortunately. Meaning they attend to us as a smaller group in relation to the Canaan Bonaparte area, right? So we did notice a spike earlier in the year of the snails.
Yeah.
Right.
You've got
which we could not have them attend to because it was all over.
Okay.
Canaan Bonaparte.
It wasn't just that.
It wasn't, yeah, it wasn't just us. So the working relationship allows them to more frequently attend to us.
Okay.
Not so much when we need it, but in a, how do you say, like a preventative maintenance type.
Have you seen a difference?
Yes, but I rely on feedback from Mr. Parker because he's there by the drains, right? And homeowners who are on this.
I know Brett and Alex. Yeah, they have, and they've got kids, so and they've got real.
So right, so some of the homeowners like Alex, right? They are more active because I mean they're more around.
Well, with children, you have to be.
Exactly, right? So I try to.
What they only is that they have many like this snails, so they are very poisonous.
Correct.
Right.
So not to handle them barehanded and so forth.
Actually,
Right.
So one in the history of health or forestry told me when I asked them and they come around and I really had like so that they're poisonous, they said yes, they carry meningitis, which is deadly for other child. So it's a pretty looking snail.
Absolutely.
All the rest,
I think we could do another memo.
Yeah, we did one already, so we'll resend.
Remind everybody.
The awareness of once you see it, say it. So
and also, when it comes to those that rent out their properties, make sure your managers tell whoever is coming. There is an issue in Santa Grove. Please make anyone with families, small children aware not to touch, not to pick up. The other thing I was going to say is I really like what we've done with the sleeping policemen, the bumps, you know, we put them in the middle.
The drainage, yes.
I think we could probably, I don't know, have we got plans to cut the other ones? Because we've cut them in the back. So we are going.
Yeah, they actually, I'm not too sure why wouldn't all cut at the same time?
Right, so in the first instance, well, again, managing the funds.
Okay.
Right, because we're doing multiple projects at the same time that we're trying to attend to. So in the first instance, we cut the ones that were at the points along the road where more water was backing up.
Yeah.
So we cut those first.
And it's made a difference.
Yeah, to allow the freer flow of water, the dissipation on the sides, and well, again, kids biking, cut it in the middle, you know, so they, so again, the focus is on safety, right, for all the projects that we're tackling, so that is a better living experience for everybody, right?
Yeah, so try to get those done because in front of my place at 25,
yes,
I could swim.
Yeah.
When it rains.
So
you go drive when it's raining.
Correct.
And have a look.
So yours, I will take the book for yours because I specifically told them no up to here.
Okay.
Not this one.
But I thought that when we had paid them, it was for all to cut all.
No. It was just those.
Oh, okay.
All the water comes from a rock.
Yeah.
That drain cannot handle it.
No.
Because somehow a built right up against the drain.
Yeah.
So it backs up and comes down the wall into the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
which
that
means
was,
it has to have
Yeah.
flow.
the quote was to paint all and
Oh,
cut these.
okay.
So now we.
Well, I
cut
think
the
we need
rest.
to cut the
Yes, now we cut the rest.
So you can engage in
Yeah.
Because it has made a difference, but you
Yes.
can still see the ones that haven't been cut, it's still backing
Yeah,
up and
yeah.
you've got ponding.
So it was just a
That's-
priority.
Just for those who may not understand, from a civil engineering point, a road in this kind of environment is a drainage system.
Yeah.
It's meant to carry heavy
Yeah.
flows. And unfortunately, when they built this development, they built it on a flat grade. They didn't put vertical curves in.
Yeah, but it was supposedly when they had
Yeah.
a massive flood.
Yeah.
Like from Lee up past Collier's house
Yes.
was one pond, it
One
was
pond.
over the bridge, everything.
Yeah. So it's pretty
And
bad.
that was the supposed, according to Kenny, who
Yeah.
developed in there, that was the 1 in 30-year flood.
Well, all I
That was
can tell you is
engineered for.
Blair was,
Well, we
One
just
is
had
good, it should be 1 in 100, it's engineered.
When they put that 1 in 30, it's the impossible time.
Yeah, at the time, at the time.
From there was one pond.
yeah,
Over there past Collier's house.
Blair was wakeboarding behind the van.
Yes, but we were touring through the
Video footage.
Now you also.
Wait, before we had speed bumps.
So,
It was flooded.
Now, so we,
Yeah.
that did a steady morning, 26. And
yeah,
So back then,
yeah.
the drainage was a big issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sorry, for those online, we're talking about drainage matters. 2012, when I built number 25, we had high intensity.
Yeah.
The key is high intensity rainfall. And the water was over the box drain behind the odd number properties. As you enter Salmon Grove is so undersized, it's hilarious.
Yeah.
So what happens is that if you don't have a wall at the back of your property, you're gonna have water coming in.
Yeah.
So for anybody
Yeah.
thinking of building, or you got friends who want to build, please tell them elevate their house.
Yeah.
Okay, don't build it flat on ground level, because they will get you. We're in a place called lowlands, you know. I mean,
Yeah.
this is flat, flat as you get, and we have tidal surges. You know, when there's a tidal surge or high tide, the water doesn't leave as quickly.
Yeah.
Bring guys, all 3 houses that each build.
So talk to your engineers to set the height.
Then my last point is, sorry, I know, last one, and then I'll go away.
I don't know.
Is with regards to, because I've been walking the lakes, it's the passageway. I find again, we're supposed to have like 3 feet or 4 feet
Too narrow.
where it's clear. The trees, so they're cutting the grass, but the trees are growing over. So I'm like crouching on my hands and knees to get past to get to the next set. They have to cut
Trent?
back the trees or the branches as well as the grass, because you can't just cut underneath. And you know, because you have to be able to walk that path.
We have a meeting, sorry, we have a meeting with.
Even
Zoe.
next week.
Yeah.
Next.
So
Yeah,
can we cover it at that point?
Definitely. But it's just something that I
Yeah,
will forget.
we have 2 vendor meetings next week for the garbage contractor and with Eden to tighten up things.
Great.
So we close off the yes.
As me, I go on.
Mr. Packer, any more questions in here? Okay, anyone online?
Hi, I just have a question.
Sure.
It's going back to the rules. I rent my home, so I know you're making suggestions of different rules to tell visitors. Is it possible? I'm not sure if we have it, but do we have like a standardized rules for visitors that you can share with the homeowners? So we could all be on the same page what the rules are? Like I may be telling my guest something, somebody else may be saying something, so I just want we should standardize it.
Catherine raised that point earlier. Now we have some rules online. What I think we need to do is kind of merge those rules with what the majority of people would be given their guests, come up with like a standard standard set of rules. Yeah. That we could give out. So we could definitely work on that. Yeah.
And I'm just thinking if when someone is checking in with the guard, maybe the rules be on a little small flyer, you could just in case, so we could all be on the same page. I don't know, it's just a thought.
I think that might that's not a bad idea. Just it might be on the property owner to have like the guest sign for that or something. If you're gonna keep that by the guard boots, Then by the time they read through that, you know, somebody else behind waiting to come in, you know, it could.
No,
it could-
meaning to give it to them to drive off with, you know, like as a reminder, these are our rules, no fishing, no this, no that. Anyway, but yeah.
Just to add to that, right? What we did is we hired a lawyer, look at the rules.
Yeah, okay,
and
okay,
all
make
our-
that, yeah, yeah.
Sorry, sorry, guys, someone's speaking.
Yeah, what we did, we hired a lawyer and did an agreement, and the renters will sign before they come to the rules so that they cannot say they do not know, as well as if they are breaking the rules, we put them out.
All right, so I expect a copy of that PDF by this evening, okay?
Okay.
At the right price. No, look, I think the property manager / owner register is good because we can email all updates directly to them at the same time, as Karen suggested, we need consistency. And also sometimes the villa managers may have some recommendations because they will be dealing with issues day to day. So yeah, look, it'll be a working document. It's not going to be a final document. It'll change over time, but yeah, it's something we can do. If we can leave a few hard copies at the guard booth, yes, but I don't want the guards to be responsible for issuing. They already have enough to do at night, and sometimes it's a tough job sitting there for 12 hours. But it's something to look at, Karen. Definitely.
Yep. So. All right.
The property managers that I knew, they basically print out, make one, print it out and laminate it and leave it in the house.
Yeah.
So that when
Most
you're,
people
you
do.
know, it becomes something that's, when you're checking in, you say, hey, rules, hey.
A rules book, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's okay. I know what Karen's saying because the key is consistency.
Yeah.
All right, guys, I think if that's any more questions, that's it.
No.
Yep.
All right, look, I know the meeting's gonna finish now, but if you have any questions down the track, queries or whatever, just send an email to customer service and we will endeavor to get back to you. Brent or myself, one of us will reach out, or Jillian. So thank you for attending.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate the video at the beginning. Was well informed.
Yeah, so we had to hide our faces, you know, we didn't look too good today. If the camera is not coming on, that's the real reason. All right,
Bye.
folks. Have a good one.
The report.